We are spending our time today unpacking something that, well, it sits right at the center of our daily lives.
Right, something we all use constantly.
Exactly, but it's something we rarely evaluate beyond its pure functional utility.
We just want to know if we have enough counter space, really.
Yeah, to be honest. But today we are rethinking interior space, specifically the kitchen.
And we are doing this through the lens of a really genuinely thought-provoking piece of writing.
We are. The source text is titled The Interior of Culinary Kitchen for Small House.
Quite a specific title.
It is, yeah. And for anyone listening who loves learning, you know, those people who love those sudden aha moments, this deep dive is definitely for you.
Because we aren't going to be debating, like, the merits of induction versus gas stoves.
No, not at all. Or how to squeeze an extra 18 inches of storage out of a galley layout or stuff like that. Our mission today is to look at a much more nuanced framework.
Right. We're exploring how subtle design elements, things like texture, the soundscape, the way light travels across a surface, how those things actually impact us.
Physically and emotionally. How they alter you as you move through your day.
It's a really compelling shift in perspective, I think. Because anyone remotely interested in design already knows the kitchen is the proverbial heart of the home.
Sure.
But I think we usually just view that space through a lens of efficiency. It's an operational zone.
You go in, you execute a task, and you get out.
Exactly. You make breakfast, you wash the vegetables, you leave. But the framework we're exploring today challenges us to root the design in phenomenology.
Which sounds like a very heavy academic architectural term.
It does, yeah. But essentially, it just means designing for the sensory experience of the body.
Rather than how a room looks on a flat, two-dimensional floor plan.
Or in a flashy real estate listing, right?
Yeah.
It's about moving away from viewing the room as just this container holding appliances.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because the material we're looking at immediately asks us to imagine stepping into a room where the first thing you notice isn't a specific object.
It's not the massive stainless steel range hood.
Right, or the brightly colored backsplash. It's actually the way the room seems to breathe.
It envisions an environment where the air just feels open and calm.
Yes, proposing a space that actually offers you a moment of pause before you even start your tasks.
Which is a stark contrast to how most of us experience our kitchens, to be honest.
Oh, absolutely. Usually you walk in and the room instantly demands something of you.
There's a stack of mail on the island.
The dishes are in the sink, the coffee maker is flashing because it needs a filter.
Right, it's immediate operational stress.
So the idea that the architecture itself could counteract that stress is a really powerful starting point.
And to achieve that feeling of a room offering a pause, you really have to completely rethink how you measure the space.
Yeah, we are so conditioned to just measure rooms in square footage.
Or linear feet of counter space. But if we prioritize the bodily experience, space is measured by how freely you can move.
How you inhabit the room.
Exactly. It's about the physical flow. The tape measure essentially becomes secondary.
It reminds me of watching a well-choreographed dance. You don't evaluate a dance by calculating the exact dimensions of the stage.
No, you evaluate it by how fluidly the dancers move through the space.
Without colliding into things. And the ideal layout we are looking at here describes counters extending with this sense of ease.
Leaving room for your hands to work without visually crowding your eye.
Right. It's about eliminating those everyday friction points, like constantly bumping your hip against the corner of a badly placed island.
Or feeling completely trapped between an open dishwasher and the refrigerator.
We've all been there. The architecture should anticipate your movements and then just get out of your way.
What's fascinating here is the psychological effect of that physical ease. When a space is designed to accommodate your movements so fluidly, it creates an instinctual rhythm.
A rhythm for your body.
Yes, your body understands it instinctively. You don't have to consciously think about it. And that rhythm is heavily influenced by the interplay of surfaces.
Solid and soft, smooth and textured.
Exactly. The contrast between a solid, unyielding counter and a softer adjoining surface creates a tactile landscape.
Think about your own kitchen for a second. Your hands feel those textures as you prep food. Your peripheral vision registers it.
And your nervous system responds to that rhythm. It signals to your brain that the environment is intentional and safe.
Rather than chaotic or accidental. And the text argues that every plane, every junction, and every edge in this kind of space needs to be shaped to feel purposeful.
Purposeful, but also gentle. which is a really rare combination in modern architecture.
Usually purposeful translates to rigid, stark, sharp lines.
Right, but the geometry here is meant to be physically kind to the person using it.
And I love how that kindness is communicated almost entirely through the materials themselves.
We are moving way past the standard metric of choosing materials based solely on price per square foot.
Or just basic durability. We are talking about establishing an actual emotional vocabulary for the room.
Every material introduces a different psychological weight. Let's look at stone, for example.
Stone brings this incredible sense of permanence. Its subtle variations remind us that nothing is truly uniform.
And then you have wood, which carries warmth and history.
The text describes the grain of the wood as a quiet narrative of growth and time, which I just think is beautiful.
It is. And then hand-finished elements provide that crucial human touch.
Those little imperfections that make a space feel genuinely lived in, rather than staged for a magazine.
Even glass plays a role in this emotional vocabulary. It offers a delicate balance of weightlessness and clarity.
Defining the space without closing it off.
Exactly. And all these materials connect directly to your physical experience. The text notes that cool surfaces like stone and glass ground the body.
They offer clarity and calm.
Right. But to keep the room from feeling austere, you place warmer textures, like wood or hand-finished metals nearby.
To bring balance and comfort, it's a very careful tightrope walk.
It is. If the room is entirely cool materials, it feels uninviting. If it's entirely warm, it feels heavy.
The emotional vocabulary really relies on the tension between the two.
But you can spend months agonizing over the perfect balance of hand-scraped oak and honed marble.
Here's where it gets really interesting, though. All of those meticulously chosen materials are entirely dependent on one dynamic element to actually activate them.
Natural light.
Natural light is a living design element.
It is elevated here to the single most critical design element because it's the only element in the room that is in constant motion.
The architecture is static, but the light shifts as the day progresses.
Constantly revealing new dimensions in those materials we just talked about.
The text describes this beautifully. Light shifting on a flat stone surface suddenly reveals depth through these quiet shadows.
And the light on wood highlights that grain, that quiet narrative we mentioned.
Even the metal hardware on a drawer catches the light with a soft, controlled glow.
Not a harsh glare, but a glow. And this means the room changes its mood entirely without ever changing its physical structure.
Let's break down that chronological impact because the text goes into detail here.
Morning light. It's crisp, directional, and energizing.
It physically wakes the space up.
Then by midday, the light is honest and clear. It's practical for the heavy utility tasks of the day.
And then you get to the late daylight, the golden hour. The light settles into this incredible warmth that softens the atmosphere.
It actually serves as an invitation to linger at the counter.
Think about that. The design of the space, activated by the setting sun, is actively encouraging you to downshift.
To pour a glass of water or wine and just be present.
Which is so different from flipping on a bank of bright white LED recessed lights the second the sun goes down.
Overriding that natural invitation to linger.
Right. Letting the natural light dictate the mood allows the room to exhale. And this concept of the room feeling alive extends beyond just the lighting.
There is a huge emphasis on sensing nature, connecting to the outdoors.
But not just by putting in a massive picture window to look at your backyard. It's about actively sensing nature inside.
Bringing organic elements into the tactile environment. Greenery is used to soften that hard geometry we talked about.
What adds visual movement? Imagine a massive, rigid, dark quartz island and then a delicate fern draped near it.
It provides visual relief for the brain.
And there's that stunning detail about natural light filtering through the leaves, creating what the text calls hourly changing visual poetry.
That movement keeps the space from feeling stagnant. It humanizes the room.
Which brings us to a reevaluation of decor. Because in a space calibrated around light, texture, and organic movement, traditional decor feels heavy-handed.
Decor here is just a soft layer. We're talking about very simple additions.
A simple ceramic vessel, a folded textile resting on stone.
Or just a small arrangement of herbs.
These elements humanize the space. They prove that beauty and function can coexist without any tension.
And to truly eliminate that tension, we have to consider the unseen design.
The soundscape. I marvel at the text's focus on acoustics here.
It's so often overlooked. You can have a visually stunning kitchen, but if every footstep echoes like a canyon, your nervous system is on edge.
The quiet atmosphere is built by the muted echo of footsteps on stone.
The soft rustle of fabric.
And the gentle clink of a glass being placed on a solid wood surface rather than raw quartz,
All of those micro sounds are muffled and softened by the materials.
which drastically lowers the ambient stress of the room.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, what we're really unpacking today is a profound redefinition of luxury.
We are so conditioned to equate luxury with loud, expensive things. The massive professional range, the smart fridge,
But true luxury isn't loud. Luxury is the absolute precision of the joinery.
the weight of a brass handle as it rests in your hand.
It's drawers that glide open and shut without making a single sound.
True refinement is the absence of visual noise.
And the deep comfort of knowing the space is built to age with grace. It's untethered from visual trends.
And because it's built to age gracefully, it leads to this poetic conclusion in the text about holding memory.
Over time, the kitchen becomes more than just a backdrop for your routine.
It becomes a place where the light actually marks the hours.
And those natural materials we talked about actually record the human touch.
The wood counter develops a patina. The unlacquered brass softens exactly where your hands interact with it most.
The space absorbs your habits respectfully.
So, what does this all mean? When we pull all of these threads together, the big takeaway is that good design isn't about impressing the eye.
No, not at all.
It is about quietly and visibly supporting the way we move, feel, and live within a space that truly understands us.
This raises an important question for you, the listener, to mull over as we wrap up today.
I'd love to hear it.
If our physical environments can shape our internal emotional state so profoundly through these subtle changes in texture, sound, and light,
Which we've clearly seen they do.
how might intentionally altering just one small sensory detail in your own daily environment completely shift the trajectory of your day?
Wow. That is a fantastic and deeply practical thought to leave on. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive.
It was a pleasure to unpack this with you.
As you go about the rest of your day, I gently encourage you to notice the interplay of light and texture in your own homes today. Catch a brief moment of that visual poetry. Take care and keep learning.